Hello and welcome. Grab your snacks, pull yourself up. We are about to get in to some kind of rabbit hole for tonight. As mentioned, we will be talking about different things, whether we unearth some forgotten history. Um, I love forgotten history about different things. If we want to dive into an obscure theory, whether it's aliens or humanoids or ancient history, myths, or something new we never knew that we didn't know. But we don't know. We're going down the rabbit hole. Let's get it. Okay. Now, how I normally start is just simply, uh, maybe I'll go over to, um, let's start here because I was trying to watch this one earlier. Now, this case is about a missing girl. Well, the mom reported her missing, and then she ended up telling a few people that she sold her daughter to a witch doctor for the daughter's eyes and skin. And she sold it to the witch doctor for the price of $1,000. So, I don't want to say too much right now. Let's just play the video.
Sentence that was handed down to Jocelyn's mother, Kelly Smith, and her two accomplices, Stefano van Rijn and Jacqueline Apollos. Now, during
Boyfriend and
sentencing, the
friend.
Western Cape High Court presiding judge Nathan Erasmus said that the trio, and quote, showed no remorse for their actions, and there's nothing that he could find that is redeeming or deserving of a lesser sentence, unquote. And throughout the trial, Kelly refused to testify or reveal the truth surrounding Jocelyn's disappearance. And for more now, we are joined virtually by Amanda Smith Daniels, who is Kelly Smith's mother and Jocelyn Smith's grandmother. Auntie Amanda, good morning. Thank you so much for speaking to us here on Morning Live.
Good morning.
So, just starting with yesterday's sentencing, I have to ask you, how are you as a family coping with everything that has happened since Jocelyn's disappearance?
I'm really not coping. It's heartbroken for us. We are struggling. We just want to find Jocelyn. And the fact that Kelly doesn't want to say where Jocelyn is, it's hurting us.
Deserving of a.
Now, let's just go back so that way because I didn't cheat, but I know a little bit about this case. So the mom's name is Kelly. The little girl who's missing, her name is Jocelyn. The mom, Kelly, has a boyfriend, and supposedly the boyfriend was watching Jocelyn while Kelly went to work. He said all he knows is she asked to go outside to play, and then he lost track of her throughout the day. She was last seen with another little boy by like a community center or something. Um, the boyfriend has another friend, and he is like a real low life and has a lot of drug. He has a history of drug use. Um, He's like has like explosive behavior. He's always ready to beat somebody up, no, regardless who it is. Like a long history of that. So it will be the two guys and the mom, Kelly, always hanging out, using, doing drugs and whatnot. And here this little girl goes missing. Let me let me try to find like a story for an update because I can't even begin to go there. And I'm following another case too. Now Jocelyn Smith's case happened in Africa, and it was a big community situation. Like everybody was involved. Like, and to come out, it's just crazy. So the trial just happened. So let's just go back to the beginning, I guess. Okay, here goes a timeline. Let's see what we got here.
On count one, you are guilty of a contravention of Section 4.1 of the Act, read with the other legislation on trafficking in persons in relation to Jocelyn Smith. On count two, you are also convicted of kidnapping in relation to that.
And that is the crowd.
Western Cape High Court Judge Nathan Erasmus found Jacqueline Apollos, Stavino van Rijn, and Raquel, better known as Kelly Smith, guilty of human trafficking and kidnapping after a 2-month-long trial. The trio are expected to be sentenced on the 29th of May 2025. But how did we get here?
Just want the mother in Kelly to wake up. We need the mother in Kelly to wake up. Her child is looking for her. Her child is calling for her. Her child is missing. Here, where's the mother? Where's the mother in you?
On the 20th of February 2024, Jocelyn Smith, then 6 years old, was reported missing from an informal settlement in Middelbos in Saldanha Bay. She was allegedly entrusted to her mother's boyfriend on Monday, the 19th of February. Jocelyn vanished without a trace upon her mom's return. Witnesses recalled last seeing her in the company of an unidentified boy. She was wearing a light blue t-shirt, denim shorts, and had a distinctive birthmark on her left arm.
Unidentified boy. Identified boy. And it's hard. Like, we have to be in this community knowing who these children belong to when we see them. Who's their mom? Who's their dad? Who's their people?
Community members then began their search for the missing girl.
I saw Jocelyn the time when I went home, around about lunchtime, 2 days ago. That was 12 o'clock the afternoon. I went home quickly because I fixed something at home and then I went back to my workplace. Jocelyn was still playing at home. Then she was playing in the water. She got out of the water and she did put on a light blue t-shirt with a 3/4 denim short and some black. He was not tied up, it was loosened, but that's the last time that I saw my child.
The search for Jocelyn Smith continued for a fourth day in Saldanha Bay on Friday, the 24th.
Look where this is the house they live in.
For Jocelyn Smith continued.
Oh, won't let me do it like that.
for a fourth day in Saldanha Bay on Friday, the
That's the house they
24th of
lived in.
February 2020.
But I did go look for her house. This is their house. This is the house. This is the house that she lives in. It is a shack, one window, I guess one door. Let's try to look at a different one. This is a close up. That's where she was living. With her boyfriend. She does have two other kids. I'm not sure if they were living in the house yet or not. Again, I'm just getting down in this rabbit hole. But this is the house that this child and his mother was living in. See if we can get the image up a little bigger. That's the house that they were living in when this child went missing last year. It's just want to get back to the video we were watching. So we can get rid of this and go right here.
24. The Saldanha Bay municipality offered a 20,000 Rand reward for information on the missing child's whereabouts as police investigated leads. At this stage, police, the South African Navy, and residents were involved in the search. Tensions began running high in Middelpos, with angry residents pointing the finger at Kelly and her boyfriend known as Buddha. They threatened to take the law into their own hands. Kelly Smith says police needed to protect her from an angry mob after allegedly pointing fingers at her for her child's disappearance.
So the community went after her. The community went after the mom and the boyfriend. And they wanted the law to get something happen. You know what I mean? Which, as they should.
On the 27th of February, Kelly appears on a now deleted Facebook Live interview with Patriotic Alliance leader Gayton McKenzie. He offers a 100,000 Rand reward for information regarding the missing child. Smith's sister, Michaela Daniels, who would later take the stand during the trial, also appeared on the live. Daniels alleges that Smith called her saying that someone wanted to sell her child.
Ek kan nie vir jou sê wat het gebeur en ek kan nie vir jou sê ek dink wat het gebeur want môre het by mense weer in die stories. Maar ek voel jy weet waar kan is. Want hoekom sal sy sê haar kind is in die plakkerskamp en iemand wou haar kind verkoop? Hoekom soek sy nie saam met die gemeenskap haar kind? Gister, ek het mense wat op die saak is. So asseblief, ek weet nie waar my kind is nie. So jou sê ry nee. Gaan nergens vir jou bring. Suster, ek gaan nie vir jou promotion gee nie. Ek gaan nie vir jou niks gee nie. So jammer, suster. Dis klaar met jou.
On the 2nd of March 2024, then Police Minister Becky Cele visits Middelpos.
I came here to support the police because I know some people, they say they were not doing the job. Some people will say they have withdrawn, they've left here. And I know for sure they can't do that. It's part of their job to be where the communities are said. They can't just go. There shall be no resource that will be spared. Amen. Until we all say we have done everything. Our main prize for now is Jocelyn. That is our main prize.
The next day, Western Cape Police confirmed discovery of blood-stained items in an open field. Police later report that DNA on those clothes are not a match with Jocelyn Smith's DNA. This is on the 8th of April. On the 5th of March, 2 men and 2 women, eventually revealed to be Jacqueline Apollos, Stavina van Ryn, Kelly Smith, and Pumza Sigaka, are taken in for questioning. Statements including
Oh, I don't like how this has the banner because I like to freeze on the people's faces.
2 confessions from Apollos and Van Ryn are taken by police. The 4 are arrested and remain in police custody. Smith, Apollos, Van Ryn and Sigaka make their first appearance at the Vredenburg Magistrates Court on the 7th of March. They are charged with human trafficking and kidnapping. Community members protest outside the court during the brief appearance, and searches in the community continue thereafter. 23 days after the little girl has been reported missing, charges against accused number 4, Pumza Sigaka, are withdrawn, and Laurentia Lombard, a neighbor to Kelly Smith, is arrested on the same charges. Outside the Vredenburg Magistrates Court on the same day, scuffles break out between protesting residents and police. Police disperse the crowd using stun grenades. It's now the 25th of March. Accused number 4, Laurentia Lombard, confesses to her involvement in the disappearance of Jocelyn Smith. She also abandons her bail application in the Vredenburg Magistrates Court. It's now 8 months since Jocelyn Smith went missing. Kidnapping and human trafficking charges against accused number 4, Laurentia Lombard, are withdrawn and she's set for release.
Okay, so they let the neighbor go. So at this point, 5 people are arrested. The mom, the boyfriend, his friend, the neighbor, and the mom, and her mother. Now, I just want to see if I go to full screen, if you're able to see that, but then I can't see what I'm doing. So we're going to have to exit out of that. Sorry, everyone. And if you don't know, I'm new to the technology world.
Lombard will now appear as a state witness under Section 204. The matter is transferred to the Western Cape High Court for pre-trial in January 2025. Following a question from Democratic Alliance MP Liam Jacobs, Minister of Social Development Sisi Tolashi reveals the Jocelyn Smith Foundation, Patriotic Alliance leader Gayton McKenzie promised to establish and donate his salary into, does not exist.
It is when you make a proclamation, it's when you say you are going to do something that is in the social interest, and you make that claim under oath as a minister, and you don't follow through on that claim under some.
Now here you go. Just as somebody, the minister said he was going to create this whole foundation in this child's name, and it never even existed. It was a lie.
Justification that it doesn't exist. The funny thing is that it takes 2 months to register an NPO in the Western Cape. 2 months. So you're telling me, and he's telling us, in fact, that he couldn't do that. That nobody in his team could do that. That it doesn't exist. I think that is a kick in the teeth to many South Africans.
5 days later, on the 11th of November 2024, Sport, Arts and Culture Minister Gayton McKenzie says he's been true to his word to spend his ministerial salary on worthy causes. Despite not having set up the promised foundation for missing Saldanha Bay schoolgirl Jocelyn Smith, McKenzie says he didn't want to rush the matter. On the 31st of January 2025, the pre-trial hearing related to the disappearance of 6-year-old Jocelyn Smith is postponed to the 28th of February because of an administrative issue. The court also hears that the matter will be transferred back to Saldanha Bay to accommodate the community. On the 19th of February 2025, marks 1 year since Jocelyn's disappearance. Community members hold a prayer service in Middelpos, and Jocelyn Smith is still missing. The trial of Kelly Smith, Jacqueline Apollos and Stavina van Ryn begins in the Western Cape High Court, sitting in Saldanha Bay on the 3rd of March 2025. The trio plead not guilty to charges of kidnapping and human trafficking. On the 6th of March 2025, an inspection in loco is conducted in Middelburg Saldanha Bay as part of the trial related to the disappearance of Jocelyn Smith. Court officials and the accused visit the shack and greater area where Jocelyn was last seen. An inspection in loco is a legal term derived from Latin meaning on the spot or at the place. In court proceedings, it refers to a visit by the judge and or court officials to a relevant location, typically the scene of a crime, accident or disputed property, to observe firsthand the physical layout, conditions or context relevant to the case. The inspection can be used to provide the court with a better understanding of the physical evidence or testimonies and clarify witness accounts by seeing the actual layout or location referenced in evidence. We now
Okay. I was trying to get this screen a little bigger for you guys, but I guess I can only do that on YouTube. So I won't be using this video for being.
zoom in on the key testimonies from this trial, which sat from the 3rd of March 2025. At the beginning of the trial, Judge Nathan Erasmus emphasized the importance of efficiency to conclude the matter within a time frame of 4 weeks. Throughout the trial, the court sat from Monday to Friday, with proceedings occasionally postponed due to unforeseen circumstances. The state finalized its case on the 30th of April 2025. They brought over 30 witnesses. The defense did not bring any of their own witnesses, but rather used cross-examinations of the state's key witnesses to establish their client's innocence. Family Violence, Child Protection and Sexual Offences Detective Sergeant Meyer Milstein took the stand on the 6th of March 2025. Detective Milstein briefly interviewed Kelly Smith and Jacqueline Apollos at their shack in Middelburg on the 20th of February, a day after Jocelyn disappeared. In his testimony, he told the court that a dog from the K9 unit retrieved a blood-stained bedsheet and pillowcase from the shack during the search of the premises. Milstein told the court that both Smith and Apollos showed no emotions when he spoke to them about what happened to Jocelyn. He said that after interviewing the accused throughout the week after Jocelyn disappeared, it became clear they were lying. Nico Stephen Kutsia, an evangelist from Saldanha who knew Smith because they were from the same hometown, testified that Smith confided in him about plans to sell her children in August 2023. This was 6.
Now, she didn't just tell him, she told a few people that she was planning on selling her child. Now, they done interviewed them. They're all acting nonchalant, non-concerned, unconcerned about where this child is.
Months before Jocelyn went missing. Kutsia testified that Smith told him that the town of Saldanha would become like a Hollywood movie scene early in 2024, and that people would search for her child, but she would be nowhere to be found because she would have sent her far away. Detective Constable Rifube Segobe, also a member of the Family Violence, Child Protection and Sexual Offences Unit, conducted interviews with Smith, Apollos and Lombard. Segobe established that all 4 accused were on drugs. While taking Lombard's statement, she mentioned someone called Steffi, later identified as Davina van Rijn. This led investigators to pursue him as a person of interest. While Segobe took his statement, he admitted to being at the shack on the day that Jocelyn went missing.
Now, he was there the day she went missing. They were all using drugs.
Investigation, it was also revealed that Jocelyn had allegedly been sold to a traditional healer. Lorenzo Fanshawe, also known as Renz Lombard, was once an accused who became the state's key witness. She took the stand between the 13th and 20th of March 2025. She revealed a planned transaction implicating Kelly Smith of selling her child. Lombard and Van Ryn were meant to receive payment from Smith for their silence. The four, including Van Ryn, were friends who frequently used mandrakes and methamphetamine, better known as tik, together.
Okay, let me write that down because that is what kind of drug is that? That ain't even hit the United States.
She revealed a planned transaction implicating Kelly Smith of selling her child. Lombard and Van Ryn were meant to receive payment from Smith for their silence. The four, including Van Ryn,
Mandrax. And, well, we know what meth is, but we don't know what Mandrax is. Okay. Mandrax and meth.
were friends who frequently used mandrakes and methamphetamine, better known as tik, together. According to Lombard's timeline of events, on Sunday were meant to receive payment from Smith for their silence. The four, including Van Ryn, were friends who frequently used mandrakes and methamphetamine, better known as tik, together.
Better known as tik. You use that together and that makes tik. Okay.
According to Lombard's timeline of events, on Sunday the 18th of February 2024, Kelly received a phone call. After that phone call, she informed the police that someone was interested in Jocelyn for 20,000 rand. Later that afternoon, Lombard said she saw Kelly meet a woman with a white VW Polo. From Lombard's observations, because of the white spots on her face, the green blouse, skirt, and headscarf, the woman was a traditional healer or a sangoma. Lombard testified that Smith said she did it because of financial struggles. She testified that the following day, on the 19th of February, she witnessed Jocelyn being placed into the same white VW Polo with the same woman from the previous day. During cross-examination on the 18th of March 2025, Lombard admits to initially lying to the police, attributing her dishonesty to fear and being under the influence of drugs. She acknowledged being high during the week leading up to Jocelyn's disappearance. The defense then used this to question the reliability of her testimony. Also pivotal to the state's case were the confession statements of Apollos and Van Ryn. The accused claimed that they were tortured by police to make the confessions before being instructed what to say in the statements. A lengthy trial within a trial ensued before Erasmus ruled the confession statements could be used as evidence against the accused.
Yep, so then when they finally get pulled up in court, then they said the police have beat them up, like put a bag over their head, beat them up, and made them make that statement that they had something to do with either the human trafficking, the disappearance, or the murder of little Jocelyn.
Accused. In the confessions, the accused stated that Smith instructed them to take Jocelyn to Pumza Sigaka, another former accused in the matter. Sigaka was then to give Apollos 20,000 rand for Jocelyn, but the accused claimed that when he asked her for the money, she told him another arrangement had been made with Smith. Van Ryn and Apollos also mentioned an unknown man with a red t-shirt being present when Jocelyn was left with Sigaka. Van Ryn told police he returned to Sigaka's home the following day to get his cut of 5,000 rand, which he never received. Charges against Sigaka were subsequently withdrawn after police could find no evidence to prove she was involved in Jocelyn's disappearance. State prosecutor Swanepoel showed the court the corroboration between Coetzee and Lombard's testimony, along with the confession statements of Apollos and Van Ryn, who all mentioned the 20,000 rand Jocelyn was to be sold for. On the 2nd of May 2025, Judge Nathan Erasmus delivered a comprehensive judgment in the Western Cape High Court convicting Kelly Smith, Jacqueline Buta Apollos and Stevino van Rijn of kidnapping and human trafficking related to the disappearance of 6-year-old Jocelyn Smith. He found that the state had proven beyond a reasonable doubt that the accused were guilty of the charges and that the evidence showed that Jocelyn was exchanged and her freedom of movement and liberty was inhibited to the extent that her whereabouts were still unknown, making it unlawful. Erasmus emphasized that the state's case was not only reliant on the evidence from Laurentia Lombard because her testimony validated other testimonies and evidence. Erasmus also criticized the accused for choosing not to testify or call any witnesses in their defense. He noted that while they had the right to remain silent, their decision left the court with unchallenged evidence presented by the state. He added that more evidence could still be presented during sentencing proceedings, which could influence them to take the stand. Erasmus revealed that he would deal with the indemnity of Lombard, who could still face prosecution at a later stage. Hours after being convicted, Kelly Smith's shack is burnt to the ground, and a woman is taken in for questioning. On the 12th of May 2025, after appearing at the Vredenburg Magistrates Court, she tells media outside she did it out of anger because she wants Kelly to tell the community where the child is.
Somebody went and burnt the house down. I'll tell you, this case had more twists and turns. I wish I would have started in the beginning. There's another one. There's another case that I'm following. Her name is Naziah Harris. Now this one is in the United States, and this is another travesty. It's just been so much with this young lady and the family and everything that's involved with it. So Naziah Harris, and I'll just give you a quick update, and maybe we can find. Let me go to YouTube because I don't like the way that they're. Oh, yeah, I don't like the way that that one goes. Now, as you can see, this one is 5 hours long. I mean, we could be here all night with this one. And let me tell you, if I didn't know the whole story, I would be all the way in them 5 hours because the twists and turns of it all. Okay? The twists and turns of it all. But let me just get down to the preface of the scenario of what is going on over there. You have Zanaya Harris. She's 13 years old. She's missing, pregnant. Pregnant by who? The aunt's boyfriend, who is a known pedophile. And the aunt has 5 kids to that known pedophile. Pedolo. Let's just say pedolo. Right? And oh my gosh, the twist and turn. So apparently the pedalo works at a garage. And the aunt, the pedalo's name is Jarvis Butts. And the aunt's name is Shannon. Shannon is a twin. And her twin sister's name is Marquita. So, and the mom, the grandmom of Zanaya, the oh my God, Naziah, the grandmom of Naziah, his name is Annette. So Annette, she has 2 daughters, twins, Shannon and Marquita. And then the grandmom was raising Naziah, which is Annette's other daughter, lady's daughter, she was raising Messiah and her brother Vari. Oh my gosh, this story. Um, gotta stay with it. Gotta stay with it because it's all these names. And anyway, so Lady, which is Nazia's mom, is off, at this point, her mental health and there's some drug use. And so anyway, Lady's not really in Nazia's life all like that. The grandmom Annette is raising them. And I don't know if Shannon was living in Annette's house with the 5 kids plus Nazia, plus I think there was some other foster kids there in that house as well. And Jarvis would come around with all them kids, even though they knew he was uh, convicted of that multiple times, including his own daughter, okay, touching his own daughter. But yet, Shannon felt like she should give him a second chance, even though the state has already gave him 3. Okay, which is alarming right there because if you are touching kids, you need to be under the ground immediately. So anyway, he ends up in a relationship with his so-called niece. Okay, I think when they started messing, she was a 12, or we don't have a real timeline on when they actually started, when all that started with her. I don't even know how long she was in the care of Annette. The brother ran away. Okay. The brother one went and moved in with another family because as we was unraveling it through the case, the whole family's messed up. Okay, prayers need to be said when this family, because the the molestation and the SAN and the trafficking that was uncovered during this investigation is off the hook. Okay, it's crazy. So anyway, the girl's missing. Jarvis Butts had about 20, 30 kids. And I think he's had all of them to like minor women, minor girls that are now women. He's been doing this for like 20 years, okay, or more. We even uncovered that he was molested at age 13 by his mom's friend and got the mom's friend pregnant. He was 13 years old and got some lady who was 30 years old pregnant, and it just went on from there. So, anyway, Nazia was texting him because she was supposed to go to his garage and clean because they made them girls go up to the garage and clean. Who makes girls go to a garage and clean around all these men and cars? Who knows? No, no. But anyway, that's what happened. And she was in the car with him that day. She came out missing because Jarvis's sister testified against him that she saw him in the car. Then there's the speculation, and me included, was thinking, why, if Jarvis' sister seen some little girl in the car, she did say she asked him who he was, and he said that it was his partner's niece. But it wouldn't matter to me. He don't need to have no little girls in his car at a garage for hours at end. So anyway, she disappears that night. She disappears that night, and Jarvis went to jail on another unrelated situation, which probably had to do with that as well, because I wouldn't put it past him. Um, So he had 30 days to clean up his mess of whatever happened. So we lost track of the last time anyone else claimed to have seen Naziah with Jarvis and his partner was about 6:30ish in another town because they went to take a car back to the owner. And she testified that they left that house. But then there was no account of Naziah after that on record. What happened to Naziah? Well, the school said she went in there that that same morning she went missing. She went into school and she talked to one of the school officials that she'd known since first grade. And I don't even know how, like, they didn't know she was pregnant, supposedly. Just, she goes into school and she's talking about she didn't feel well and she threw herself on the floor. And the school, instead of calling the ambulance or anything like that, because they know that this girl doesn't cause any problems or anything like that. And, instead of getting her to the school nurse they called the school counselor for some reason, and the counselor never came, and the school teacher she told them she told Naziah just to go ahead and eat breakfast and then they will take care of it later. And that was the last, big known conversation for her at school. Okay. And then she met up with Jarvis and his partner. She got in the car with them. She was at the garage for a period of time. Then she drove up to another town to drop that car off. And Jarvis did check into a hotel that day. But of course, the cameras was, as usual, cameras not working. And then we don't know nothing else. We don't know if he checked in with Naziah or not. We don't know what happened. Nobody's talking. He's in jail. Now, this is, at some point, you know, during this trial, and I'm going to play a little bit of it, but we're not going to play 5 hours of it, but we're going to skip around and then I'll try to fill you in a little bit about that. Let's get to it. But that's kind of the background. And so that was like the briefness of the background because like I said, this whole case is a crazy train.
For the judge.
Thank you.
It says user ID.
And just read those numbers for the record.
2628540.
She wasn't really dropping no good testimony. That's Jarvis Butt right there.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Good morning, Judge. How are you? I'm okay. How are you? I'm fine. What do you have today? I'm just killing time between exams. Okay. Thank you. Do you know if Miss Drain is right in the hallway or not?
She should be.
A little bit.
You're waiting on the tether still?
No, I'm not.
I believe you are.
Yes.
Because if you're on a personal bond and you're in
I have
custody.
no tether on.
No,
Right, because you're in custody.
what she means is the tether unit hasn't released to get an address.
I have no contact. I live by myself, man.
Okay.
I have a home.
All right, so what I will do is I will sign another order today for
Okay.
tether. You should still be in custody if he has a tether order. Mr. Mix.
I don't know who's it could be King, which is his partner.
Medical examiner's office.
And how long have you worked at the Wayne County Medical Examiner's Office?
About 6 years.
And what is your role at that office?
I perform autopsies to determine the cause and manner of death.
And do you have certain education that allows you to do that job?
Yes.
And can you tell us about that education?
I'm a physician by occupation and forensic pathology by specialty.
We're going to skip that because there's no body. And they're trying this case with no body.
At this time, people will call Rion Green. Oh, before we do that, Judge. Identification job, if you know.
I'm not sure of the hours, but the training was from June of.
Now, these are just people who.
The sequential number.
And that test for, what was the reason you administered that test?
I did.
What was the next test that you did for?
Which is the two components used.
Okay.
My name is Rion, is my first name. Green is my last name.
And what do you do?
So she's the one that collected. So during it, and so the whole community's out there, right? They're looking for Naziah. Everybody's looking for Naziah. The aunts, they done went into seclusion. The grandmoms in seclusion. Nobody's talking, but all the content creators, they are all on the case, and somehow, and then there's a couple cousins involved. One which name is Roxy and Kenya, and there's some other ones as well. So somehow, I guess Roxy was there when they found the clothes. So they found these 2 pieces of clothing, or 3 pieces of clothing, I should say. A black hoodie, a pink
I am a forensic scientist with the Michigan State Police.
How long have you been a forensic scientist with the Michigan State Police?
Positive.
Okay. And that's for the presence of, or possible presence of
Possible
blood.
presence of blood, yes.
And then jumping forward a little bit, you described to determine whether there was human blood or not human blood. Mm-hmm. You called that the hematrace, I believe?
Correct.
What's the process for that?
So the hematrace involves actually a small extraction of a cutting of a particular stain. In this, for example, a particular stain, you extract it in a buffer solution.
Can you talk about what is listed in that section of these reports?
The evidence received section?
Yeah.
Yes. So these are the containers that I received under this record number for this submission.
And when you say container, what do you mean by that?
The container numbers on the left side.
Yeah.
The container numbers on the left are the container numbers that are given to the item when it's submitted into our laboratory.
Again, there was
For the paragraph.
Put in.
I think I said all the neck area as well, okay. The collar area.
And going down a little bit more quickly to item 7 now. First, what was that item that you processed?
Item 7 was a blood card that was submitted as a reference sample for Naziah Harris.
Okay, and what did you do with that swab in terms of processing?
Further slide, but this here, the top left picture is the front exterior as if it was worn. So that would be, if you were looking at the person wearing it, that would be the front. And the bottom.
And so that was all of that.
Let's handle Ms. Johnson.
That was taken from, it says Trump.
Let's see, it's down to another testimony. I don't know what happened to this one.
No, right here.
I want to get down to
The admission of just the phone or the tablet extraction. And I believe it's
record. As far as time, do you all want some time in between the last witness before find up argument?
Yeah, just a short break.
Mask on, head down, cut off his braid, his locks.
That's doable.
Kind of different. They said that he got beat up in jail. His face was knocked all the way up. And that's why he had the mask on. But the judge seems to think that he's over there running.
Whenever ready.
Thank you, Judge. Good afternoon. Could you please state your name for the record?
Christopher James,
And how were you employed?
Detroit Police Department, police officer,
And how long have you been employed as such?
10 years.
All right. Now I want to take you back to January 30th of 2024. Were you employed as a police officer with the Detroit Police at that time?
Yes,
And were you in a different unit than you are now?
yes,
Okay, what unit were you in?
cybercrime unit,
And were you working back on January 30th of 2024?
yes.
Okay. And did you get a chance to perform, well, I guess in your role in cybercrimes, what is it that you did?
For cell phone forensics.
Okay.
Or,
Would that include like extractions from phones, extractions from tablets, computers?
yes,
Okay. And did you get the chance to perform an extraction on a tablet back on January 30th, 2024?
yes.
Okay. And who was this you got that tablet from, if you remember?
I don't recall.
Okay. Do you know if it was from Detroit Police or Detroit Public Schools or something else?
Detroit Public Schools.
Okay. And when you perform an extraction from a tablet, what is it doing? What do you do?
It's pulling the data from the phone.
Okay. And is it like making a complete copy of what's on that device?
Yes.
Okay. And when you perform that extraction, what do you do once you perform it?
Place it on the disk and turn it over to the officer in charge of the case.
Okay. And that disk that you place on evidence, would that be a fair and accurate copy of the phone extract or the tablet extraction that you performed on the tablet for this case?
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, I'd move for the admission of just the phone or the tablet extraction, and I believe it's exhibit. It's going to be proposed exhibit 59.
Any objection?
No objection.
It'll be a minute. People 59.
Thank you. And when you perform an extraction, can you generate what's called extraction reports?
Yes.
Okay. And Your Honor, may I
longer with us today. When you have a body, it's obvious, then you can come to the conclusion and work your case that way. So on a no-body case, you're trying to find any signs of life, any evidence to show that there might have been some possible danger or some assault that may have happened to this person.
Now, I'm sorry, when did you get the case of Neziah Harris?
So it was first requested to me on February 12th. I received the email, which just kind of asked me to look into the case. It wasn't at our building yet or at our department. I looked into the case and I saw that DPS was initially assigned the case, and I had reached out to Lieutenant Harris from DPS to kind of ask for an update on where they were, kind of see how the case was progressing and any evidence that they may have had.
Okay. So after that, how did it come about that you got this case?
So after our meeting and discussing with Lieutenant Harris and reviewing the different things, it was determined that there had been enough suspicious possible things connected to her being gone. Number one, she's never been missing before. There's been no updates on any of her social media, which is very uncommon for a young child or a juvenile. They're addicted to those. There had been a last known contact that she had possibly met somebody, is what we were informed, that there was a text message for her to be picked up, and that would have been the same day that she went missing.
That was Jarvis who picked her up and said was sending all
So
the text messages.
when you first officially received this case, tell me, what is it that you do right off the bat?
So this case was a little different because we kind of had to go back. We were already a month behind. She went missing January 9th, and now it's February 12th. We start kind of looking into what has already been done and then what steps I would normally take
the most
moving forward.
crucial in
So-
a case like that.
What kind of steps do you take moving forward?
So once I reviewed the case, and it was determined that the last person that had contact with Naziah was Jarvis Buds, I then started to look into his phone records, his activity, places that he had been. On the 12th, we had determined there was already an analyst that had looked at different records and given us a location out in Ypsilanti. So I coordinated a search for the very next day on February 13th. We went out to Ypsilanti. We conducted the search. It's a large area. It wasn't pinpointed down to a specific house. There was a lot of wooded area over there. We had multiple teams out there. There was probably over 60 people at one point. We then started going into different businesses to look for different video that we may be able to recover that we were at.
Good job, but they're 30 days behind. Over
Subscriber information.
So
Now,
we're gonna get
she
into the text messages.
mapped certain locations, and she believed she stated that you had given her some of those locations to map.
Correct.
Okay. Now, I want to direct you to in People's Exhibits 33, 34. Here, may I approach? The blue dot here. What is it that indicates, and what is the importance of that?
This blue dot is going to be 9,000 Connor.
Okay. And that's the address associated with Mr. Butt's auto shop?
Yes.
Okay. And that's the same for Exhibit 34?
Yes.
Okay. And we're not going to go through them right now.
Do you know if he had worked that day?
That I do not recall.
Okay. And do you know if he had actually been to sleep prior to you visiting him?
When we talked to him, he didn't seem sleepy.
Do you know if he had anything to eat prior to you visiting him?
He did not complain about being hungry.
Okay.
Now, in that clip, Mr. Butts was talking about him keeping his distance given his history.
Do you know if he had worked that day?
And this is clip 2.
Now, he has already been locked up with top 30 days. So I think he was trying to use that as an alibi, like he wasn't around.
He is very quiet.
But I wanted to see if the text messages was on. And that
The
audio
government
is pretty
of
hard to
their
find.
duty to make sure that he is read, understands his right each and every time they interview him. So the fact that they may think he knows his right does not mean that they aren't supposed to read him his right, make sure he understands them, make sure that they're accurate before he waives them. That's not a knowing, intelligent, voluntarily waiver.
And Judge, I would just say that Mr. Butts was not even under arrest for this case. There was no rights even needed.
Yeah, they testified.
He was in County Green for something else.
He was in County Green for somewhere else, but he was not in his cell. He was not on his floor. They took him to another place where he was not free to go.
Well, he wasn't free to go because of another reason, Judge, not because of anything to do with this case.
So I also learned, I heard him saying there that he went to Wayne State for college. So
That's correct, Judge.
Question of whether or not you can understand is out the window for me. The male detective did offer and said that he might as well do a different form, a new form for today. And the defendant, Mr. Butts, stated it wasn't necessary, not those exact words. And he said it's the same rules. If you don't want to talk, you don't have to. And are you familiar with your rights? And asked him that, and he said yes. I don't see that there was anything that was not voluntary about that interaction. So I'm going to find, or I'm going to deny your objection. And
okay, so you told them that there's no sexual shop, so
He went to court for his preliminary hearing. That judge said that there was enough evidence that he's got to go to big court now. Big court is June 20th, so we are all standing by, waiting on that. And I will keep giving up little updates, but there's really not anything. Well, there is. Unfortunately, there's reason to believe that uh Naziah is no longer with us. She's just not missing anymore. Um, it was very sad for all of us to learn that um a couple last week. But we don't know what the evidence really is. Um, we heard that it was a hand, an arm, maybe found. Um, but again, that's all, nothing has been proven yet. Um, I'm gonna play this one. This was a psychic. If you're into that kind of thing, her name is hers thing is Rain of Fire. Um, I don't know if I'm going to be able to play that. Let me see. Let me get over to my. How come I'm not? Let me try to get into YouTube because I swear, guys, I don't like Microsoft thing. Rain. No, go to YouTube. If you're trying to get down a rabbit hole, or you try and come out of a rabbit hole, I should say, YouTube is not the place. YouTube is not the place because I knew you could be in a. Oh, I see what's going on here. You can be in a rabbit hole for sure on a whole weekend. So as you can see, there's a plethora of things from about Naziah. We'll get into it, but I want to search Rain of Fire. There was a psychic. She did a medium reading. If you're into those kinds of things, and yeah, it was pretty heavy. So I just want to give you um a disclaimer on that. Um, is this the last one? I think it was this one. We'll do
Hello,
this one.
everyone. So today I'm going to do a reading on Naziah Harris. Today, this reading feels a bit different than the other times because I took a break because the impact of her readings affected me and I had to step away. And it's surprising because I have done so many readings, but this one really hit hard because the amount of trauma and what she went through mentally, the way she was tricked, the way she was manipulated. And then they just didn't have to do her like that. And it just really bothered me, affected me. So I had to step away for a little bit. But I'm a bit, for the first time, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm wondering, how is she going to be? And support and check it out. So let's get started. Naziah Harris. Naziah Harris. Naziah Harris. I created a portal for you. Come into the light. She's crying. Her heart is heavy. It's still heavy. It's actually even more heavy than my first reading I did with her. Hi, Naziah. I didn't leave you. I just had to step away. She said they hate her. She's angry. She's enraged. She feels it's like it's a mixture of hurt and vengeful. She can't move on. Naziah, you have a lot of people who are still looking for you. They still want to find you. Has anything changed with the location of your whereabouts? 3329 near what? Rouge? River and Fitz? Black Barrel. There's a number 10 on this barrel. It's a white number. They moved it. They moved you. They dug you up. There's a guy. He's a black man with a haircut. Bald head. He low haircut. He's like 6'2". 365 is on. He got a tattoo. 365 on his left arm. Shannon's there. Her
Shannon's the
grandma's
aunt.
there.
Grandmama Nat.
I knew it was the same place. I knew it was. I knew it was the same place. They moved your body.
They moved the body.
There's a brown building nearby. Her sister is there. Shannon's sister's there. Marquita? I think that's her name. She's on the
Marquita's twin
phone.
sisters there on the phone
Snow is on
with
the
them.
ground.
The snow was on the ground.
Okay, now I'm in a cemetery. I know this is a cemetery because it's nighttime. Where am I going? Where are you taking me? It's dark. It's like the moon is like bright, like a harvest moon. I see kids playing in the playground. Okay, there's Naziah. Where am I going? There is the. Where am I going? woods, a lot of trees. Okay, I see your head. Pelican. Pelican and falcon. 302 Pelican and falcon. Okay. The barrel is on Fitz and Roge River? Roge? Falcon. She keeps saying falcon. Who is this man? He got a shovel. Okay, so I'm back on this. The cemetery. Where are they digging up? Are they digging you up? She said they're digging up a part of her. What part? Your baby? You had your baby?
Don't forget
She
she's
said she got
pregnant.
to see her. But she didn't make it. She got to see her before she passed. I see Naziah laying down in a lot of pain. But she's looking to the right and she's glancing at the baby. The baby's not crying. And now I see Shannon saying, take the baby. Falcon and Raven. There's a high school. I see the high school. They're the Ravens. Because I see cheerleaders. It's a park. It's more like a park where people come together. Somebody donated something back for the kids. There's a skate park. Like a place where they can skateboard. There's a fire station. Hamilton Avenue. 226 Hamilton Avenue. What's that? What is this? This is a car. What color is this car? Like goldish brown. They got a few cars. There's a red, a black, and a gold. There's a ball bouncing. There's a bike in the yard and a little kid bouncing a basketball. Here's your grandma. Your grandma smokes cigarettes? She's on the phone talking to Shannon. Shannon's crying. She's saying it's going to be okay and stop listening to people. I hear Shannon crying. She's saying that she knew. She said, I knew and I did nothing. The amount of words, what people are saying is affecting her. She knew that Jarvis was with her, but it didn't register her. It didn't register to her then that he was manipulating her, that she was being molested. She developed so much hate and jealousy. She looked at it as Naziah wanted her man and Naziah was her enemy. But it wasn't until the public really made her see that she was wrong. and she was looking at it like she realized something's wrong with her.
She knows she was wrong.
And the
She
grandma
didn't.
saying that she was nothing but a little hoe. Anyway. Why am I seeing this house? Let me see the address. 2258. Okay. Oliver Court. Is that Oliver Court?
2258 Oliver Court.
2258 Oliver Court. She said it's near Roosevelt. Okay.
Near Roosevelt.
It's a lot of water.
I'm gonna try to put it up on Google.
What's in the water, Naziah? Is all of you in the water, or did they separate you? Why am I? Where am I? Eucalyptus?
Now this
Okay, your
came
clothes
out
are there. Okay.
2 days
Are you there?
before I think they found a body part.
A part of you is there. What is there? Your placenta and your fingernails. Okay. She said the police has her hand. It looks like an arm.
2 days later,
The police has about a piece of her body.
And got
and that is
public
connecting
2 days after she came out with this video.
that's connecting her death to him. His fingerprint is on there. It'll be revealed in the hearing. They just haven't
And the hearing's going to be
released that.
January 20th. I'll probably play it live because I've been
Where am I
following
and
this
why is she walking over you?
I think last
You need to pull me out and let me
November,
see.
I started
Why
tracking
is
the
she walking
story.
over you? She got on Converse shoes, skinny jeans, a white and black t-shirt, and she got her hair in a ponytail, and she's talking on the phone with some glasses. You're buried in different spots, aren't you? Haven. 5572 Haven.
5572
Okay.
Haven.
5572 Haven. She said they don't have all of her, but they got a piece of her. She's worried because she said she wants everyone to pay for her death, but she knows her grandma, they won't connect her grandma to it. Because she kept her hands clean. She did most of the talking, everybody listened and followed.
I think the grandmama is the
And
ringleader
Naziah, you
of
are
them
angry.
all.
She's crying. She's more affected by her grandma than anything. Why is that? She said because she had it planned out from the very beginning. To never love her. Where am I? There's a boat. A Riverview Front. What is that? A Riverview Front. I just heard it. Riverview Front. There's Jarvis. He look rough. And he's handing a brown paper bag to he looked like he about 46 or 52. A white guy. Haircut. On the boat is a white girl with blonde hair. She wearing a pink bathing suit, but she looked rough. She looked like she's young though, but she looked rough. What is this? This is a fish house. A fish house. Cooler. This is where people go fishing. There's an ice cream shop. Parking lot. And the guy is saying he'll take care of it. Take care of what? There's 379. Show me again. 37962. He put something in a locker. And I see the number 8. There's a lot 8. There's a crab house, like a restaurant. Seafood, lobsters, crabs. There's a lighthouse. He's digging something. What is he digging? He's digging something. Because it's nighttime now. He's digging. What is he digging? Jarvis is there. The white girl's there. But she's like, she's wearing jeans now and a shirt. She's looking out. It's just him and Jarvis. Black car. Black car, light seats, interior. A63 B0EG and F. Is that a license plate? She's just said F63. What? Okay, so F isn't F. F63. F63. So he's putting his bag there. His cell phone's inside of it. Weapons. It looks like a gun. They put it in something and then they're burying it. Deep. Really deep.
Sorry, guys.
She just said some of it was in the barrel too. Okay. And he's saying they won't find it. Because of the cameras. They got cameras to know when people are nearby. So this guy, he must own the restaurant or something. He's like on the lookout. He'll know. And he has intel at the police station. He got a brother that works there. Brother-in-law. Guy married to his sister. Just 526 Parkway. Near Riverview Front. Lot 8 through 16. I won't stop looking for you, Nazir. You don't have to say please. I won't stop. Even if people get tired of me and be straight disrespectful, I still won't stop. I do have a question. People have seen your clothes. They found your clothes in different locations. Tell me about that. She said to throw people off track. Grandma is giving people clothes. She went right in the laundry bin. Okay, Nazia. I'm going to keep in touch with you. I'm going to release you. Do you have anything else you want to tell people? She said they want people to forget about her, but she want people to still remember her. And she want justice. And to please remember her name. Okay, Nazia. I'm going to release you. I release you from me. I think I'm just pissed off that these dusty, they just keep moving. They moved her. I'm the same spot where everybody was looking. That's where she was at. She was just more further near the trees. And then they just went right on in and moved her. A piece of her is still there though, like some blood and garments. I think they forgot, but all right, y'all. I'm gonna come back and put all the clues together that she gave me. I'm so mad. All right. Okay, y'all. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Well, there you have it, guys. You know, it's a little sad. I felt a little sad because, I was really hoping that they would find her alive. Like, I was hoping that she would be, like, in a not in a nursing home, but like some kind of shelter, in another state. Like I was hoping that like the family just kind of like moved her somewhere, or sent her to a family member's house, or something like that. I was really hoping that she was in some kind of teenage runaway shelter. I was really hoping that she was just laying low and had the baby and waiting for Jarvis to come out of jail like the rest of them. He got like 6 women, you know. And if you follow the case, you'll see all of that. You will see all of that. And and he had a thing, like I wish I could just pull up the picture, and I'm probably going to get some pictures together so that way when it's time for the hearing by June 20th, it's it's June 1st now technically. By June 20th, you know, when it all goes to trial, and it is, and it's coming, I want to see some charges against the aunt and the grandmom. Because the grandmom, the night that she went, the next day that she came out missing, um, the night before, something happened the night before. Because the kids knew that Nazaya didn't come home. The other kids in the house knew that she didn't come home, or something was going on, because they came in and they was like, "Is Nazaya come back yet?" But the grandmom and the aunt knew she was missing that night. And then yet the next day, the grandma, no, that night, the aunt said, "Do you want me to call the police?" And the grandmom said no. And they all went to bed. Now, how do you go to bed when there's a 13-year-old child not even home? Someone who's not a problem starter, a runaway, nothing like that, but you're just going to go to bed. And then the next day, instead of calling the police, you go down to the school and report her as a runaway. Now, the school police, because I guess they got school police in Detroit or Michigan, wherever that is. Um, and They sat on the case and fooled around with it for 30 days before they even let Detroit Police Department, DPD, know about the case. And that's how they got 30 days behind. Now, if we just listen to this psychic, they done moved that child probably a couple times in the midst of all of that. I can't wait to June 20th. So we're just going to go ahead and end it there for the night because, tomorrow's Sunday. We got to get some rest. Before we go, let's just take a peek down the rabbit hole just a little further.
Just play pretend like we're not scared of what's coming next. We're scared of having nothing left. Look, don't get me wrong, I know there is no tomorrow. All I ask is if this is my last night with you. Hold me like I'm more than just a friend. Give me a memory I can use. Take me by the hand while we do what lovers do. It matters how this ends. 'Cause what if I never love again?
No wonder Blue Ivy quickly pulled Rumi away every time after her performance ended. A move by Beyoncé revealed the real reason. At Beyoncé's concert in Chicago, the performance of her younger daughter Rumi sparked heated discussions because the lively Rumi didn't act cold and even looked at her sister Blue Ivy strangely at the end. Beyoncé, as a mother, gave Rumi a kiss when she saw this. The reaction of Blue Ivy was even more puzzling to netizens because every time she finished singing, she would immediately take her sister's hand and quickly lead her away from the stage. Don't let Rumi stay on the stage for even one more second. In fact, this detail also reveals the delicate mind of this 13-year-old sister. According to informed sources, the weather in Chicago was very cold that day. Even if Rumi put on a coat, she would still be prone to illness. To protect Rumi's health, Blue Ivy had to pull her away quickly. And although Rumi looks very lively, in fact, she is very introverted. No wonder Blue Ivy quickly pulled Rumi away.
You want me to help, Rose?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
What do you want me to?
Yesterday, as my wife is mowing the lawn, she had just finished trimming the bushes and doing a lot of other.
You have a boyfriend? No, I don't have a boyfriend.
Hello, everyone. So today I'm going to do a reading on Isaiah Harris.
Let's check and see what's going on with the Diddy case.
Now, did you expect Dawn to show up today?
Absolutely. Dawn looked so pretty, so nice. She was fitted, shirt button to the top. She was fitted, yeah, and she was walking through like, dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I thought Wynn got fired when she went. It was like a video. Dawn was ready. She is angry, mad. This is revenge. And she is right down there fighting about
revenge or justice for her?
That's what I mean, justice. But I think revenge is justified.
What do you think? Now, did you expect Dawn to show up today?
Absolutely. Dawn looked so pretty, so nice. She was fitted, shirt button to the
Diddy was a good friend of yours back then. He has since found himself in some very serious legal trouble.
Yeah, that's true.
Would you ever consider pardoning him?
Well, nobody's asked. You had to be the one to ask, Peter, but nobody's asked. But I know people are thinking about it. I know they're thinking about it. I think some people have been very close to asking. First of all, I'd look at what's happening, and I haven't been watching it too closely, although it's certainly getting a lot of coverage. I haven't seen him. I haven't spoken to him in years. He used to really like me a lot, but I think when I ran for politics, he sort of, that relationship busted up from what I read. I don't know. He didn't tell me that, but I'd read some little bit nasty statements in the paper all of a sudden. You know, it's different. You become a much different person when you run for politics and you do what's right. I could do other things, and I'm sure he'd like me, and I'm sure other people would like me, but it wouldn't be as good for our country. As we said, our country's doing really well because of what we're doing. So it's not a popularity contest. So I don't know. I would certainly look at the facts. If I think somebody was mistreated, whether they like me or don't like me, it wouldn't have any impact on me.
Diddy was a good friend of yours back then.
Took a quick visit to get away from the crazy city and all the crazy stuff I've been doing.
No way!
Fuck! I crashed my car.
You sure the fuck did. Damn.
Hey, call my baby mama. Tell her to come get her car.
What's her name?
Courtney Ferguson. I'm in jail. I'm going to jail.
Is you with somebody?
Huh?
You with somebody?
No,
Damn.
I'm by myself, gang.
No way!
Start by placing your store-bought cake into a pan, and then you're going to break it up. Grab your favorite flavor, icy cream, and you're going to pour that on top and then spread. Once you got that in all the cracks and nickies, then you're going to grab some Cool Whip and your favorite flavor Jell-O, and you're going to pour that in, and you're going to give it a good mix. I'm using 8 ounces of Cool Whip and another 8 ounces of Cool Whip, 16. And then once you got that mixed with the Jell-O, you're going to put that on top, and you're just going to spread that around. Make it into an even layer. Grab your Hershey's chocolate syrup, and you're just going to drizzle that on in whatever pattern you like. Grab your mini M&Ms and sprinkle those. And then I'm using some sprinkles to sprinkle as well. Place in the freezer for a few hours to overnight. Comes out like this. Grab a spatula or a knife and cut. Pop that piece out. Look at those beautiful layers. This cake is cheaper than an ice cream cake you can buy. So easy, so good. You gotta try it.
I'm what you call a dick dyke on Carter Grave. If I'm gonna be a stud, I'm the stud that sneaks off and go fuck with men on the side.
The days that you don't feel like doing your hair, those are the most creative days.
Ma'am just got sentenced to 96 months in federal prison. You see, she looks sad, right? Okay, now you know why.
Y'all keep asking me how I feel. I don't know. I don't have like too many words.
What is that? A pumpkin. Wow.
tell you. Well, see what's going on. A lot of stuff going on in the news. DC Young. Well, see this one. This came out 2 hours ago.
Harvey Weinstein, these guys are full of it, bro. I don't believe none of these clowns, man. And like I said before, Harvey Weinstein, again, complete scum, in my opinion. I don't have no respect for the guy. I believe that the guy did it, and I'm gonna just tell you guys straight up. I don't trust anything about this clown. You got that many women coming forward, bro. When the smoke is fire, bro. You know how many women Harvey Weinstein had come forward?
Where there's smoke, there's fire. Well, that's going to wrap it up for us tonight, guys. Um, we will uh, be back on tomorrow. I'm trying to figure out how to link this to YouTube so I can um, stream live straight from YouTube. So all I have right now is my studio. So I'll be working on that tomorrow. And if not, if you subscribe and hit the notification bell, you'll always know when I'm going live. But until then, you'll just have to wait for the link to post up. So hit that subscribe button, share, like, subscribe, notification bell. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the all, and then you'll be notified every time I go live. It's just that easy. And share the link so that other people can hit the like button, subscribe, and then hit the notification bell. And then they can share the link, and so on and so forth. If you want to help support this channel, I appreciate all the help I can get. My Cash App is right there. Advocacy with Tanya. Please. 1, 2, 5, 20, 50, $100 bill. You got it. Send it over. Let's get this thing pop locking. My goal is to just have a place where everybody can come in and just chat about whatever's new in their day, what they're doing next week, what are they, um, fashion, wellness, recovery, whatever you want to talk about. Let's do it. And I'm always ready to go down the rabbit hole. So I'll see you soon. Take care.